Hi, I'm Arglefump, and this is the schedule for my book review channel for September 2023. So it's pretty basic. I'm going to be doing Babysitter's Club books and then Diary of a Wimpy Kid books. I did a poll asking what else I should do. People said Sweet Valley Twins. Let me start at the beginning. On the 5th, we have the next Babysitter's Club book, which is Mystery 31. And then my wife said I should do a review using ChatGPT. Use that to review a Babysitter's Club book. So I tried it out, and that will also go up on the 5th. So on the 8th, the next two Diary of a Wimpy Kid books, I'm basically at the end of the series right now. Book number 17 is the most recent book. I'm told book number 18, no brainer. I don't know when it's coming out. This month? Next month? Well, it'll be a surprise to me, but when it does come out, I'll review it. We also have a spin-off book, which is the Wimpy Kid Do-It-Yourself book. Okay, getting back to Sweet Valley Twins. I did a poll asking what else should I post this month. Sweet Valley Twins won, but I've only read books 3 and 4, so both of those are going up on the 11th. And I read those specifically because the graphic novel for this one, Choosing Sides, that's the one. It looked like the graphic novel is going to be a mixture of both of these two books. It's coming out in January, so I wanted to post these reviews by the end of the year, before the graphic novel comes out. And on the 14th, next to Babysitter's Club book, Stacy's Secret Friend. Ooh, that's a terrible one, isn't it? Where Stacy tries to make this girl cool because she's such a loser and she really hates Tess. And yeah, Stacy comes across as really terrible in that book. But I really enjoyed book 112, Christy and the Sister War, where Shannon fights with her sisters all the time. I thought it was a fun book. On the 17th, two more Wimpy Kid spin-off books. So there have been like 6 Wimpy Kid movies. 4 of them were live action. So this diary book is about the making of the first 3 movies. This one is about the making of the 4th movie, and they haven't made a book about making the 2 animated movies. So those are the 2 Wimpy Kid movie books. Also, with my poll for what I should post this month, people wanted me to finish the Edgar Allan Poe mysteries, so I am. This is The Gold Bug, so that is his big, famous one. I should say the one that was really famous during his lifetime. That's what made him like a superstar writer, but it's not as famous anymore, because the mystery, I like the mystery element, but a lot of it was just, cracking a cryptogram, and that is explained in huge detail. The Assignation was a story I did not like. It's a very short story. About half of it is describing artwork instead of the actual story, and I feel like it's not supposed to be a mystery, but it is because the ending is badly explained, and readers are left wondering, well, what just happened? I'm confused, and that's why it gets counted as a mystery. I don't think it's technically supposed to be a mystery story. Then we have the next 2 Babysitter's Club books. Mystery number 32. I don't remember anything about this mystery at all. And then book 113. I kind of remember this one. Claudia makes up her mind. Oh, this is the one where she decides she doesn't want to be a 7th grader anymore. Right. She has to decide if she'll stay in 7th grade or rejoin her friends in the Babysitter's Club. And it's no mystery, she decides to rejoin her Babysitter's Club friends. She also picks a boyfriend, and I think she makes the right choice, right? She picks the boyfriend that I actually liked, but in the next follow-up book, she ends up not liking him as much anymore. Oh, darn. Oh, well. And let's see, we have the next Hannah Swensen book. This one is actually a combo book. It's a combination of 2 of the Christmas books. They were just sort of thrown together in one volume. So this review is my general comments on it. I feel justified in saying those were half-length books because when you put them together, they make one full-length book. And then after that is my 2 reviews for those books, just put together. So that's why it's really long. It's because it's my review of 2 books in one, because it is 2 books in one. Then, also on the 26th, the next Warrior Cats book. It is actually the Warrior's Field Guide #1, Secrets of the Clans. I thought it was okay. I like the part where they go into the story of the cats. You know, all the stuff that's new and creative, because they have a bunch of little short stories from the cats. Sadly, well, next month, I have Warrior Super Edition #1 going up, which is the next book in the Warrior series, and that just completely ignores what happens in the field guide. It totally rewrites the story of how the clans were formed at the beginning. On the 29th, the third... Also, you probably saw I'm posting Goosebumps book reviews next month because it's October, so we're gonna have a heaping helping of Goosebumps. But that's next month. Let me finish with this month. I'm posting The Man of the Crowd, which is an Edgar Allan Poe mystery, and then that's it. I've reviewed all his mystery short stories after that one's posted. I will also be posting a review of Number the Stars. I've been commissioned to read that book. So that will also go up on the 29th. I saved it for the end of the month. That way I have as much time as possible to get that review done. I did 48 book reviews last month. That's a lot of books that I did reviews for. Hannah Swensen number 28 and number 29. So those are the two most recent books in the Hannah Swensen series. Book number 30 has not come out yet. I assume it's going to come out in February because they try to release a new book every single February. Book number 29 is Pink Lemonade Murder. Yeah, I thought books 28 and 29 were bad. Book number 29 was a lot worse, though. Oh, man, it was terrible. I also did a bonus video on how I would end the Hannah Swensen series, because I feel like at this point, the series has gone on for far too long. It's got a lot of problems. They need to end the series. And people have been saying that ever since book number 6. So, yeah, so that's a video where I talk about problems with the series, and then I make up two different endings. One for if Hannah marries Mike, and one for if Hannah marries Norman. Alrighty. I also did The Amazing Power of Asher Fine, which is a book where Asher can turn into various celebrities. It was a weird, like, superhuman... yeah, it's sort of like a superhero novel. It's marketed as a mystery series. It's by the same guy who wrote the Encyclopedia Brown series, and it is a weird one-off book. Read a lot of Garfield books, so the Garfield 25th Anniversary, I didn't like that book so much. Also read a lot of Bluey books, and they're quite short, as you can see. These reviews are all less than 2 minutes long because they're mostly picture books, less than 40 pages, and they tend to be just the exact same story as an episode. Somebody just took the episode and wrote it out, and then they put screenshots to it. There's a little more effort put into that, but for the most part, they're just basically just reading the episode. So, camping, Christmas swim, baby race, bingo, charades, hammer barn, typewriter. And this was a collection, 5-minute stories, so that had 6 different Bluey books. So that's what a lot of these books are. I just picked up the big collection, which had many of the books together. Another Bluey book, Bluey Easter. Where is Bluey was a search and find book. I thought that was a fun one. My kid really enjoyed it. And as a special bonus, you can try to find the long dog, which is hidden in every scene. I thought that was cute. Another Bluey book, all about Bluey. I didn't like that one very much. Goodnight Fruit Bat was okay. Bluey for Real Life was another collection. This one had 5 different Bluey books, including Goodnight Fruit Bat. So that... Is it 5 or 4? I think maybe it's just 4. Anyway, that's my review with all of those those books put together. And one more Bluey book here, Bluey at Home with the Healers. So, maybe half of the books I read last month were short picture books. Who cares? Those are reviews. And going back to short picture books here, read more of the Bunnicula and Friends series. Looks like I read the entire Bunnicula and Friends series. So, I think back in the 80s and 90s, they wrote a bunch of Bunnicula picture books. That's what this series is. It's that old series, but it was redone with new illustrations like 20 years later. And it was made for ready-to-read books, so they're level 3 books, so they're a little easier to read. So I read all the books in that series. Oh, they also added a new book, Vampire Bunny, which is it's an adaptation of the original Bunnicula book. The others are just adaptations of the previous picture book series, Scared Silly, Fright Before Christmas, Creepy Crawled Birthday, and then I did a general review for the entire series. So I did that as well. 2 American Girl Kit books. So this is Kit's Railway Adventure. So I didn't like that book so much. It was basically a travelogue. So it's about Kit writing about her train trip to visit her brother Charlie. The other Kit book I read was somewhere up here, right? Yes, Kit's World, A Girl's Eye View of the Great Depression, and that was more of an interactive book with like lift the flap areas and you can spin circles around and things like that. I thought it was okay. It was a historical book. So those are both American Girl Kit books. They're spin-offs, and now I'm totally done with the American Girl Kit series. I've read all of her spin-offs, except for her mystery series. I believe there are 6 or 7 different mystery books starring Kit. I haven't read those. I believe those are treated as a completely separate series, so I will read those separately. For now, I'm saying, hey, I'm done with American Girl Kit. Great. So I also finished another series, Octonauts! Octonauts, have you heard of this? It's a TV show, basically. So there were 4 different books written before the TV show was released. The TV show is sort of based on these books, although it's far more educational than the books. The main selling point for these books seems to be they have really great illustrations, yeah. So I read all 4 of the Octonauts books. So now they're done. Hooray! So that's another series I finished, and then another series I finished last month was Carlotta's Kittens and the Club of Mysteries. So that's book number 3 in the Club of Mysteries series. I also read book number 4, which is Polo's Mother. So now I'm done with the Club of Mysteries series. I don't know how popular my reviews for the first one was called The Grand Escape or The Great Escape. The Grand Escape. This was my review for the first book in the series, published 2020. Only gotten 482 views, which I suppose is not a lot, but hopefully people will still be interested in seeing me review the other books in the series, even though, yeah, my first review went up a long time ago. I also read a number of Batman-themed graphic novels. So Batman and Robin and Howard. It's a middle school novel. It's about Robin, or Damian Wayne, that's the Damian Robin. He goes to middle school and he makes friends with a kid named Howard. They play a lot of soccer. And that's basically what the story is about. It's not too much focused on the Batman angle of things. More graphic novels. Fan Club Batman Squad was absolutely hilarious. That's more of a kid's book, but it is really funny. I loved it. It's by the author of the Franny K. Stein books, and those are also very good. The League of Super Pets, they did a graphic novel, which is basically a sequel to the movie. I thought that was good, too. My daughter really enjoyed it. Bruce Wayne Not Super. I really love that one. So it's basically a middle school book where Bruce Wayne decides to become Batman. He's in a middle school where everybody has superpowers except him. It was really, really funny. I thought it was great. I hope they make a sequel. Basically, you know, I'm a sucker for humorous graphic novels about superheroes. So, you know, I loved that. Batman's Mystery Casebook is basically like an Encyclopedia Brown graphic novel, and I thought that was pretty good. So I liked it. I still wish I could write an Encyclopedia Brown book someday. I did write 1 Minute Mysteries, which is a lot like Encyclopedia Brown. More like the 2 Minute Mysteries spin-off of Encyclopedia Brown. I had to call it 1 Minute Mysteries, because 2 Minute Mysteries was already taken. Anyway, I would still love to do an Encyclopedia Brown book someday. Too bad the series seems to be over. I did a review for Gremlins 2, the new batch, and that has just been on my list of books to read for a long time. Ever since December, yeah, all year long. So anyway, I've reviewed both of the Gremlins novelizations now. Hooray, hooray. I also read the Frozen saga, Anna and Elsa's Journey. This is a new Frozen book which came out a month ago or 2 months ago. Turns out it was released in Australia like 3 years ago. I don't know why it took so long for them to bring the book over to my country. Kilala Princess. So this is a manga series where a girl meets the Disney princesses and she falls in love with this good-looking guy named Ray. I have read the first 2 books in the series. There's only 5 of them. I hope to read the other 3 soon. Again, you know, it's something that my daughter likes, and so I decided to read it. And then a bunch of Garfield books. So there's a Garfield Play and Learn series, I think is the name of it. So Money Madness. So there's one about money. There's one about planning ahead. There's one about being thoughtful and showing up on time. And then there's one about endangered species, saving animals. These books are not incredibly educational. They're marketed as educational books, but they're not that educational. Anyway, read all those. Also read Wonder Woman Adventures 3, so I'm finished with the Wonder Woman Adventures trilogy. Hooray. That was also designed for teenagers and tweenagers. I think it's middle school, because she's under 13 in this book. She's a preteen, so let's say a middle school series about Wonder Woman. And then I read the last book in the Shadow Children series, and did just a general long video, which is all of my reviews put together. So I'm finished with the Shadow Children series. As for what I'll be reading next month, I did a poll last week asking people what to read next. People picked Disney Twisted Tales. There's about 8 books in the series that I haven't read yet, so I'm gonna finish off that series and then move on to something else. Hopefully, I'll have the entire series finished by the time this month is over. So thanks for watching. I know I talked an awful lot about various books and things, but that's what you'd expect from a book review channel like this one. Thanks for watching. Have a great September, everyone.